Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a review on this Finepix S4000 by Fujifilm. It's a 14 megapixel digital bridge camera with 30 times optical zoom, and I've had this camera, I bought it new about a month ago, taken just under 1,000 photographs with it. It's been great. There are a few little niggles which I'll get onto later on in the video, but first I'm going to take you on a little tour around the outside of the camera body. But first, before I go into that actually, I'm going to show you the size comparison. This is relatively small for what it packs in, and light. It's 540 grams all in with your battery and your SD card. Is really small, really light. It is a plastic body, so I wouldn't recommend dropping it, but I'll compare it to this. This is my Canon 10D, and as you can see, it smothers it in size. This does have the optional battery grip obviously, but it's still bigger than it without the battery grip, way bigger. So we'll put this back, because that'll probably be my next video. But back to the camera, so I'll take you on a little tour around it. There's the front screen, not the front screen, the lens, front element. This lens has 15 elements in 11 groups, 30 times optical zoom as I've mentioned before. It does great macro shots, and you'll see in one of the test photos, it gets you really close. 30 times optical zoom, basically get you in as far as you need to go. I paid £160 for this camera, so I think I'm right in saying that this is the cheapest way to get 30 times optical zoom in a camera. So moving on, in this little crevice we have our microphone for video recording, but I'll get onto that in a minute. Then you have your pop-up flash button, which I've actually never used. I should really try it, but I just don't like the way it shows flash. So there's a little strap holder, then you've got your speaker for video playback. Then on the back you have your 0.2 inch digital viewfinder. It's 200k dots. It's not great, I will admit. I guess that's my first little niggle. They aren't the sharpest, the screen and the viewfinder, but they do get framing, and it does have a viewfinder, unlike some of them compact cameras that are out there now. Anyway, the screen is a 3-inch LCD, 460k dot. It's not the greatest quality, but it gets you framing. It gets your framing right. They're both 97% coverage, which isn't bad. Then on the top we have the mode dial. You have a fully manual aperture priority, which is mainly what I leave it on. Then you've got shutter priority, P, which is programmed, fully auto, SR auto, which basically chooses the mode the camera detects. So say if it's night, it'll detect it's night, or if it's bright sunlight, it'll detect it. Then you've got SP, panorama, which lets you take only three photos in succession. Then you have your film mode, which this camera records up to 720p in pretty good quality. You can use the full function of the lens zoom, so you get your full 30 times optical. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it allows you to use image stabilization and I believe autofocus. The downside of the video recording is that it's a mono only mic, which is a kind of letdown, and you can't plug in an external, which is a shame, but no matter. Then you've got your usual buttons, navigation. On here you have an F button, your power switch, face detection, multi-shot, shutter button, and zoom toggle. Around the side you have a mini HDMI and an AV, which also acts as your USB. Then you have your the grip, which I actually like. I like the big chunky DSLR grip. This actually fits pretty nice in the hand. Done that well, I think. Nice rubber. It's very grippy. And on the bottom you have standard tripod mount, which is plastic, so I suggest you're careful with that, or your camera might fall off the tripod one time if you get a big gust of wind or something. And then in here you have your SD card. I've just got a cheap 2GB in there just now. And then you have your 4A batteries. I use Energizer rechargeable batteries. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. Battery life's decent. Get about 325 photos per charge, which isn't too bad. The batteries only cost me a tenner and I already had the charger, so it made sense instead of spending £5 every couple of days or whatever on non-rechargeables. Anyway, I think that's about it. It's a nice little camera. Comes bundled with a nice little lens cover, which I've taken off because it makes a nice little rattling noise, and I thought it would ruin the video. Also, they include this strap. It's pretty thin, and if you can see that, they make it out of the material that they use for backpack straps, which, if you know, can chafe your skin a little bit. So they have added a nice little suede patch to the back, and I think that's a good addition, because if you're walking around with this all day, a theme park, wherever on holiday, you don't want it to be cutting into your neck. So yeah, I actually really like that. It's a very good idea. I think that's about it for the camera. Overall, it's a very nice camera. Love it. Well, I don't love it, but it's not bad. It's probably one of the best budget digital bridge cameras you can get. Oh, before I forget, we're starting to get really cold weather now. Well, not really cold, but we're supposed to be getting snow on Friday, so just to give you an idea. And when I was shooting at bonfire night, I'd get a little lag when I was changing the mode dial on the screen. I don't know if that's a common problem, I haven't looked into it. I just assumed that it was the cold weather. But this doesn't really bother me because I leave it in aperture priority most of the time. So yeah, that might be something to think about. I don't know if this is a widespread problem or what, but I'm just going to say it out loud, just in case. Anyway, social links are below: Flickr, Twitter, etc. And enjoy some of the test shots that I've taken. Thanks for watching.